taxes. The biggest killer of wealth is taxes. They say it takes us over 90 days a year we work for Uncle Sam. Right? So January through March, you work for Uncle Sam if you pay income taxes. Right? That's one thing we cannot avoid is taxes. Right? So right now, oftentimes in retirement, we forget that we might be in a higher tax bracket in retirement. So we lose our two biggest tax breaks in retirement. Our kids, who are going off to college, are old and grown, we lose that child tax credit. And then also our home. Because oftentimes as we get older, more and more our house might be paid off, or we're just about to. So we're paying less interest for our home and more on our principals as the years go on that we're paying off our mortgage. We also have no control when we forget, we often don't have control about taxes when we do retire. We have to remember, a lot of times we think we're going to be in a lower tax bracket when we retire, but we just don't know. But we do know we know a couple things. One thing we do know is that we have Afghanistan, and we have a huge amount of debt in the United States. We're actually at historical highs for debt in the United States. But our tax rates on a federal level is low. And so with that, we have to do proper tax planning towards retirement. So the question is, I always tell people, do you feel like the taxes are going to stay the same or will go down during retirement? Now, if you feel like taxes are going to go up during it, which might happen even next year, when there's two things that can happen next year, we need to start considering those things. Because next year we have the Bush tax cuts are expected to end, which is going to give us a 3% bump up in taxes. And then even the state of California, if you're going to retire and go live in the state of California, we have higher taxes that's going to happen if Proposition 30 goes. The one way we can do that is we can contribute to a Roth IRA. The great thing about Roth IRAs is, yes, you pay money on that money now, but you can put up to $5,000 right now. If you're over the age of 50, you can put $6,000. And when you retire, all that money can come out tax-free. Now, which is a great vehicle. Or you can also use it for college funding for your kids to do the same thing. The second thing you do is do a Roth IRA. No problem. Is to do a Roth IRA conversion, which means this, and this is a great year for it if you're even thinking about doing a portion of your retirement plan, which I recommend for everybody to look at this year, is you could convert some of your retirement plans this year, your IRAs, or if you even do some of your 401k plan, you plan an IRA, and you convert to a Roth IRA. Now, remember with your 401k plan, you got the tax deduction, or in your IRA, you have the tax deduction already, you never pay tax on it. Then the money grows tax deferred, and then you pay taxes when you pull it out. Now, with this, you can convert it to a Roth IRA without paying the 10% penalty, and also the state 2.5% penalty on your taxes. You can convert your money into a Roth IRA. You just have to pay the taxes now. And if you don't like doing it, remember, next year in October, you can actually convert it back to a regular IRA if you don't like the feeling of it. So that's one idea you could use. And the last thing is, or the third thing, is also cash value life insurance. With life insurance that has it set up correctly, designed correctly, you can actually use it where you can put money into it. The money goes tax deferred. You can put out tax free while you live it, not during death, with a permanent life insurance, such as a whole life or universal life insurance policy. And then the fourth thing that I don't recommend as much more is municipal bonds. The municipal bonds, as far as buying the water companies, City of Oakland bonds, for the state, city, and counties who do works. You can buy bonds for it, and once you with those bonds, the interest that you receive on those bonds, you can receive tax-free. Now, the problem I have with that, as a kind why I'm not a big supporter of it, is that I'm not a big believer in California financial situation, city, county, or state. We know California has a huge pension issues. Our state has budget issues, even though they keep balancing the budget by making funny numbers. We know that. And so our state, I believe personally, is kind of on the verge of bankruptcy. If it was allowed to, they will file bankruptcy laws. So that's why I'm not a big believer in it. Now, I'm not telling everybody to put all your money into a Roth IRAs or into a tax-free bucket of money. Well, what I do recommend is, and my belief is, you should contribute to your 401k plan that your company matches, no doubt about it. Take the free money. So if you make $100,000 a year, the company matches 6%, you match 6%. You put $6,000, they put $6,000. It's the easiest way to get a pay raise, especially now that companies do not want to give you a pay raise. It's a great way to contribute. But any additional money in that, you should look into putting it in the tax-free bucket. Money that you can put down the road that you know that when taxes do go up, you're hedging your bets, and that money's now tax-free. And it also doesn't go against you when you apply for your Social Security, if it's there when you retire.